Hello everybody and welcome back to Minecraft 1.19. And today I am going to be creating an automatic amethyst farm that will harvest up the amethyst shards. And then I'm also going to be using the allays here to actually harvest up the amethyst and bring them into a chest for you. So that is what I'm going to be working on today. Now, to build this, you're going to need at least one allay. More is better. You're going to need a bunch of pistons and a lot of redstone. So let's go down here into the storage room here and start making some pistons. Now, in the last episode that I did for the 600 subscribers special, I actually went and harvested up a bunch of wood using the allays, and it worked out really well. So I can now use all this wood to turn into some pistons. So I'm going to grab some iron. I've already got some sticky pistons, but you don't want sticky pistons for this. You want normal pistons. So I'm going to grab some iron. I got some wood, and you're also gonna need some cobblestone as well to make pistons. So let's go ahead and start making a bunch of these because we're gonna need a lot to be able to make this work. So if I go ahead and just make pretty much all of these, should be plenty. I've got 32 pistons. That should be enough to start out with, and if I need more, I can make more. So the more buds that you have, the more pistons you're going to need. Now you're also going to want a minecart with a hopper. You're going to need a rail, which I have one in here. I also have another hopper. And you're going to need a note block along with some redstone repeaters to build a clock. So I'm going to go ahead and grab... I should have some smooth stone. I think it's in here. Yeah, I've always got some smooth stone in there. So I can go ahead and make a few repeaters so that I can make a redstone clock. So now that I've got all of my supplies here, I want to head down to the geode so that I can actually set this up. So if we just go ahead and head all the way down to the bottom here, here is my geode. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is get rid of all of the blocks that are around the buds here, because this is where the shards will grow. So for this episode, I'm not going to go through and do the entire geode. I'm just going to do like one section of it just to kind of show you the concept of how this works. But you would want to get as many of these hooked up as you can. Now, because I'm using the allays, I don't have to worry about building like a water collection system. So wherever these drop, I don't have to worry about them going in water because the allays, as long as there's a way for them to pathfind to it, they'll be able to fly over here and collect up all of the stuff that drops. So I'm not really too worried about building any kind of a collector. Okay, so this is the section right here that I'm going to be working on automating. So I'm going to go ahead and clear out this wall right here. And I do want to grab some torches so that I can light up this area so it's easier to see. Now you're going to need like some kind of building block for this. I'm just going to use this cobbled deep slate that I've got already to do this. So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put pistons down all around these blocks so that it pushes the crystals and it breaks them. So I'm going to go ahead and set up all of the different pistons here. So this one will push, break that. And then we've also got like one down here that we have to find a way of breaking that. And there's one over here. So I have to put a piston there. And I can also put a piston behind there as well. And I can put one next to here as well to get that one. So I'm going to go through and make sure I get pistons on as many of these as I can. Now, you don't really have to get all of these if you don't want to, because some of them are easier than others. Like, it'll be really easy to get all of these activated, but the one underneath might be a little bit harder. This top one's going to get activated here. I can get 4 pistons to do these sides right here. And that'll be the easiest way to get all of that done. So I'm just going to go through and get as many of these done as possible. Okay, so I've used up all of my pistons here, and this is what it looks like. So you basically just want to get as many sides as you possibly can with the different pistons. This right here is a pretty good design that I've been using, is where you just get like all 4 sides here, and then you can get the top bit if you can. But just getting these 4 right here is pretty easy. Now that I've got all the pistons done, I need to work on figuring out a way of activating them. Now, the cool thing that I can do with these right here is if I put a block like this and then put a redstone torch underneath here, I can actually activate all of these. So if I grab this redstone torch right here, this will activate all of these and it'll push them all up at once. And that's how we can activate those. But the only thing is, this redstone torch has to be deactivated before we actually activate the entire thing. So I do need to invert the signal, which needs another redstone torch to invert it. So all I have to do is get like another redstone torch here that will invert it, and when this is powered here, it will power that on over there. So that's how that one's going to work. This one over here is another one to where I can actually activate the blocks underneath. And if I put redstone here and put a redstone torch to power this, it won't actually activate these pistons. You have to get some kind of a block underneath them. So if I were to activate these and put repeaters down, I can activate those like that. I can put a block here, and then if I power this with some redstone, that'll activate all of these, because it'll activate this piston here, it'll activate those 2 pistons over there, and that entire section there works. So I can actually activate this one if I just bring this redstone over, and that will get all of these activated there. The next section that I want to work on is all of these right here. Now, the cool thing is I've got these all on the wall, so I can actually run redstone behind this wall here and activate each one of these. So you want to make sure that the redstone is actually going into the piston. So you're going to need to use some repeaters, because if I were to do that, that's not going to activate any of these. But if I put this repeater in, it'll now activate all 3 of those. So this is what I've created so far. Now, it's not all like completely hooked up just yet, but it's at least a start. So not all of the amethyst is grown yet, and I'm not going to wait for them to grow, but I did bring some amethyst for a test. But before I test this out, I do want to build the collection system for the allay. So I'm going to build it right over here, because eventually my goal is to harvest some of these other buds as well. This was just like the biggest section of them, so I decided to start with that. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to need a minecart, I'm going to need some rails, which I've got in here, a hopper, and I'm also going to need a chest to put everything in, along with the note block. So if I go and grab my note block here, I can go ahead and use this for bringing the allay over. So I'm going to set up the collecting area right over here. So I need to dig out this area real quick, and then I can get started with making this. So my idea for the collection system was to build like a little bin. So I'm going to put the note block right here, and I'm going to have blocks all around it like this, so that when the allay drops the items, they should hopefully land inside of this little bin. And then I'm going to have a staircase that leads down behind here, so I can actually get into the storage area. Now, underneath the note block is where I'm going to put the hopper in the minecart. So I need a rail, I need a hopper, and I need the hopper in a minecart. So I'm going to put that right there. And then I'm going to block this up so it doesn't move. And right down here is where I'm going to put the chest. So I've got 2 chests right here. I'm going to go and put a chest in like that. And now this is set up. So now all I have to do is give this guy one of the amethyst shards. And he should bring everything to this note block. But I got to set up the redstone clock for it. So to do that, I'm going to activate this block right here, which should activate the note block. And I'm going to put the redstone clock over here in this part of the wall. So if I put 1 piece of redstone there, so that makes it go straight into the block, this is going to be part of the clock. So I first need to get rid of all this gravel, which luckily is pretty easy with the shovel, and just clear out this entire area. And this is a perfect spot to put the redstone clock. And the more repeaters that I get, the longer it'll take for it to go off. So I've got 6 of them here to start off with. So I'm just going to put 3 on this side, 3 on this side. And this is just going to loop a signal constantly. And you want to make sure you get full delay on this. So there's that. Now I just need to activate it. So if I break this redstone block here, that'll start the clock going. Okay, so now the redstone clock is going. You can hear the note block over here, and it's just going to constantly keep playing. I'm going to go ahead and release the allay here. He should be trapped down here, unless he finds a way of going back up. That's the one thing I'm worried about, is he might actually find a way of going up one of these water elevators. So for now, I'm going to block this off. Eventually, I will get doors for this. But for now, I'm just going to like fully block that off. And I'll get a door for it later. So now that he's listening to the note block, he should know where to put everything. I'm going to go ahead and throw some amethyst shards down here. Just to kind of like test this out. If this were to go off, what would the allay do? So we're just going to throw a bunch of these around where they would get dropped at. So we'll put like some up here. We'll put like some down there as well. There we go. We got plenty of shards around here. We'll throw some in there because there's a decent amount. And now we can go ahead and test this out with the allay. But first, I need to activate this. I'm just going to use a redstone block so I can show you that we've harvested it. So now that that's done, let's give the allay the shards so you can go pick them up. Oh, great. I got to like climb back up here and get him. All right, so I gave the allay the amethyst shards, and he's throwing them in here, which is good. I already dropped some off, which have made it in here. So this little bin system is working out well. Did he drop these off short? Oh, great. That's not good. Hopefully, that won't happen a lot. Okay. It's actually happening a few times. So I need to get another block here just to make sure that he can actually throw them in there without them falling out. I also want to block up this redstone bit over here. Alright, so I've blocked up the redstone bit. This area over here, I should probably block this up as well. But this should work. I'm going to throw some more shards down just to see how he does with this bin system. Let's see what he does. He should throw them in there. Okay, he missed again. Oh, there we go. He got him in there. So, most of the times they go in, which is good. The good thing is if they miss, they go back and they actually pick up the items again. Now, there's a few, like, fully grown crystals over here. So, I'm going to go ahead and break those so he can pick them up. And now he should be able to bring them back. Yeah, see, there we go. He's throwing them in there. And those ones missed, but he should come back and throw them in again. Eventually. There we go. We got some of them in. So that's the one thing about the allays. They're just going to keep picking up the items and throwing them in there until they actually disappear into the hopper down here. So this definitely works, which is really cool. And he picked up all the ones that are over here. I can go ahead and deactivate that. I don't know what's going on with this piston here. There's nothing supposed to be activating it, but it keeps turning on for some weird reason, and I don't know why. Hopefully I can find a way of fixing that. But that is the automatic amethyst farm created. I can kind of show you how the redstone works. Basically, there's just like one input point, which is going to be right here. Eventually, I'm going to get a lever put up somewhere around here that will go over here. But there's one input point, and the redstone just goes along and connects up to as many of the pistons as I can get. It goes all the way up here. Oh, there's actually a bit of amethyst here that the allay didn't grab it. He's not supposed to be over here anyways. Like, there's no crystals here. All the ones that were, like, by the crystals he was able to grab. Like, I can throw some down there, and there he is. He just showed up immediately to grab it. But all of this redstone here just kind of goes around and connects to all of the different pistons. And this is the one that was, like, causing problems. I don't know what it's doing because there's no redstone activated up here. But it keeps turning on for some weird reason. But that's going to be pretty much it for today. So I'm going to go and end the episode here. So make sure to leave a like and to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.